So today I went ahead and took out the tankless water heater and put in the regular tank water heater, the one that originally came with my RV. Now the reason for doing so isn't necessarily what you may think, because yes, I made a huge mistake and I wanted you to learn from that. Now I've been thinking about changing back to this water heater anyway, just because of a few different reasons, and I'm going to share those with you in just a minute. Now one thing that I really liked about the tankless water heater is that when I ran the faucet or I ran the shower, then I had an endless amount of hot water. But there entails a problem that I was having. The hot water was endless, therefore I was using it more, and because of that my fresh water tank was filling faster. Now if you're at a campground or something like that, that's not typically a problem, right? You can dump it as often as you want, and taking a shower and having an endless amount of hot water is no problem. But recently, I have decided to do more boondocking, and filling up my freshwater tank faster was not something that I was expecting or really necessarily wanting to do. So because of that, I wanted to eventually put the tanked water heater back in. That's the one with the tank that you have to wait every time you empty the hot water out of it and let it heat back up again. Now prior to putting in the tankless water heater, we did some boondocking before that, but not a whole lot. It's not until just recently that we started doing more boondocking, and filling up the freshwater tank faster is not necessarily where we wanted to be, so we had to make a change. Now I went ahead and went back to the tanked water heater, but not necessarily the reason that you think that I may have wanted to do so. Now talking about swapping out water heaters and the reasons for doing so, I wanted to be able to share with you that if you are into those kind of things or you want to see more stuff about how to RV related, then click on the subscribe button down below. That way you can get more content like this. And believe me, when I make a mistake, I'm going to share it with you because I'm getting ready to share one with you now. Now, I stated before I had made a mistake and I wanted you to be able to learn from this. And what was the mistake? Now, remember I said that we were doing more boondocking, and because of that, we also camped during the winter. So can you take a guess at what happened to the tankless water heater? So I'll give you just a few seconds here and you can leave down in the comments on what you thought may have happened. So if you guessed that I did not winterize my RV, got real cold, and there was water still in the tankless water heater, and I blew up the heat exchanger, well, you would be exactly right. So as life may happen, we didn't get to get out camping as much as we wanted, and we had a freezing spell with some high winds, and because of that, I ended up messing up the tankless water heater and having to put the other water heater back in anyway. So my whole thought here was that I was going to put the other water heater back in and take out the tankless water heater, put it to the side, and if I wanted it back in, I'll just do an easy swap again. But that is not what happened in this case. Also, if you're new to the channel, then welcome. I am Jason with How to RV, and I like to share these kind of things with the community. And in typical How to RV fashion, we're going to go to viewers' comments. Now, one of the viewers' comments actually came from an email from the Dennis family, where they were talking about putting in solar and lithium batteries and all that stuff, and they had purchased everything that we had made on a previous video. And if you're interested in that video, I'll leave a link down below. Now, from the Dennis family, when they were talking about putting this stuff in, I don't necessarily think that you've gotten to putting it all in just yet. But when you do, please send me an email back to let me know how it went for you, and we can share with the community on how all that's going. So this next comment came from RUman7780 saying, how do you adjust the temperature of the water heater that comes out of the water heater? My water's too hot. Now, in this case, I believe you're talking about water heaters as in the typical tanked water heaters, or not your tankless water heater. Now, someone in the community may be able to correct me on this, but I believe that with your tanked water heater, or the one that you use the propane and electric for, or the ones that typically come with RVs, that you cannot change the temperature on those. They are typically set by the manufacturer, and you get what you get. So the next comment came from Jill of All Trades, aka LaGyver660, saying, I noticed that my PSI is higher when the faucet is off and drop when the faucet is on. Do I adjust the desired PSI while one faucet is on, or do I adjust the desired PSI when the faucet is off? Jill of All Trades, thank you for the comment, and for the viewers here, it came from a video that I made talking about a water pressure regulator. And in this case, with an adjustable water pressure regulator, you want to make sure that no water is running anywhere. The reason for that is you want pressure to build so that you can set where you want the overall pressure to be. So yes, you turn off everything, let the pressure build, and then set your pressure regulator at that moment. So until the next time, winterize your RV if you need to do so, and don't make the same mistake that I did. Enjoy your RV and your upgrades, and God bless.